everybody. This is our afternoon chamber music session. This is one of our rehearsals prior to a May 19th concert that we're going to be giving. And I just thought that for the next couple of minutes we would like to have a discussion about chamber music in general and why we're here, why we do this, and what we like about it. So the first question I wanted to pose to the group this afternoon: what is special about playing chamber music as compared with playing an orchestra or playing solo pieces? Warren, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
See, I've played in a lot of orchestras. I've played in a lot of them, and the big difference between an orchestra and chamber music is that, you know, in an orchestra there's got to be a conductor who's basically leading everything. You have to look up to them, but in a smaller ensemble like chamber music, you need to actually listen to players around you and have more focus on ensemble. And I think that's a really crucial experience most students don't really get. Yeah. And I think I'm very lucky to have this experience.
That's a very good point. The issue of counting and listening to your colleagues, listening to other players is, as you said, crucial to chamber music playing, and the success of playing chamber music well, making it sound really good as well as possible. Anybody else have any thoughts about that? What you enjoy about chamber music? Nicholas, let's hear from you.
We play together as a group and we try to play steady together and practice.
You're right. The issue of playing very steadily is very important in chamber music, isn't it? When we rehearse, what do we do when we first start out learning chamber music? What do we do to make sure that our tempo is steady?
Practice with the metronome.
With the metronome, absolutely right. And do we start out at a very fast tempo, or do we start slowly? What do we usually do?
Start slowly and get faster.
And as we get better with our notes and rhythms and everything, then we actually increase our tempo, don't we? And we don't really get to our final tempo in rehearsal too much before maybe a week or two before the final performance, do we? We spend a lot of time playing slowly. That's very important. Let's see. Does anybody else have any other comments concerning that?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Chamber music is probably the very best mix of solo and ensemble playing. You have to know when to fit in, when to match, who in the section to play with, along with, sometimes as an accompaniment, and quite often, every part at some point or another gets to play the solo. And you have to know when to come out, when not to come out, how it all fits together, and it's a collaborative effort. Everybody in the group has to make the decisions as to what's going to happen, as opposed to a conductor saying, "We're going to be loud here."
How about this question for everybody? How does playing and studying chamber music help you to become a better musician? In other words, what have you learned from being in the chamber music group here that you feel has allowed you to become a better musician?
Practice.
And can you be any more specific than just to say practice?
Practice from slowly and speed up the tempo.
But one of the things I know that you do is you actually go to YouTube. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do when you go to YouTube? You listen to quite a few recordings, don't you?
Yeah, I go to Joshua Bell and listen to recordings, go to other musicians.
And do you listen to different quartets also? Different chamber music groups as well?
Yes.
Okay. So you're not just listening to one person or one soloist, you listen to a lot of different types of music and a lot of different groups and everything, right? Okay. All right. Which chamber music pieces have you played and performed that you really enjoyed working on and you'd like to play again sometime? Nair.
Well, I really enjoyed the Bach double. I think we did a couple years ago. That was probably one of my favorite ones, and I'd like to do it again.
Well, that's a good thing that you say that, because we're actually going to be doing it again this summer with a completely different group. We have several different new musicians joining our chamber music group this summer, and so we will be repeating the Bach doubles. And I know you will be joining us for that, so it's great. Other people, who else would like to comment on that? What pieces have you really enjoyed working on in chamber music that you'd like to play again?
Haydn.
Okay, which Haydn did you like? Is it the one that you're working on right now that you like so much? So that's the Haydn Opus 77, number 1. G major quartet, right? First movement, and so that's one of your favorites.
Yes.
Okay, and who else has a favorite quartet that they've been working on? A favorite piece of chamber music that they really enjoy playing? Did anybody here like the Mendelssohn?
I liked it.
Okay. Mendelssohn Opus 44, number 1 that we did last December. People seem to have enjoyed that.
I liked it.
You liked it too? Okay. And who are some of your favorite chamber music composers?
Mozart.
Mozart. You like playing Mozart. We've played quite a bit of Mozart in the mornings, haven't we? You come to some special sessions and you really do like Mozart. You request it quite often. Okay. And other people have favorites?
You can't go wrong with Beethoven.
Absolutely. I love the
Tons
late
of that.
Beethoven quartets. Those are some of my favorites. And I'm sorry, what did you say?
Almost any of them.
Almost any of them. I agree.
Look,
I agree.
Opus
Yes.
18, number 4.
Okay. And what did you want to say?
One of my favorites is Vivaldi.
Is Vivaldi. We've done quite a bit of Vivaldi, haven't we? You're absolutely right. And in fact, we're going to play some of that in a couple of minutes.
Yep.
Very good. And let's go over to a couple of the parents. What do you feel that your children have gotten from chamber music that you're so appreciative of that they've had this opportunity to do?
I think when Nair started, in the beginning, he really didn't know much, but the first chamber music that he joined, he really ramped up so quickly and became, much more of an advanced player. He's just started like a beginner, and it really helped him pick up a lot of skills.
I can say as his teacher, I agree with that completely. I think that joining a chamber music group helps a person enhance their skills very quickly. Other things that any of the rest of you have noticed about, yes?
Well, one of the things that I noticed Alexander has benefited from is watching and observing the colleagues that she plays with. She picks up a lot of really neat stuff that she wouldn't learn otherwise if she weren't in a group situation. So that's been critical for her. She learned how to vibrato from watching a fellow student. So that was really, really special.
Other things that anyone here this afternoon would like to say, or any of you think would be important to share this afternoon before we play some Vivaldi for everybody? Okay, let's get started then. We're going to read the Vivaldi Double Violin Concerto in D minor, and we'll do some rehearsal clips for you.